Yeah. I love my HBCU. And boy, I love it, love it. I love it, love it. I love my HBCU. And man, I hope my team they won. Yeah. I hope my team they won. Yeah. Man, I hope my team they won. Yeah. I hope my team they won. Yeah. I tune into the HBCU Sports Lab to see if my team won or lost. If they lost, I'm quiet as a mouse. But if they won, keep tab. I'ma do the dab, yeah. Dr. Cavil, he know what he be talking about. Mike and Charles, they know what they be talking about. They compress the analytic data with the hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they won or lost, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gonna teach a lesson.
And welcome in. It is another episode of Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Welcome to episode 520 of Inside the HBCU Sports Lab radio show and podcast. The show that is covering the sport in the HBCU diaspora and all things HBCU sports for institutions large and small. From NAIA to NCAA, we share insights and information on the HBCU sports culture and the HBCU athletic aesthetics to facilitate the story of HBCU athletic programs and the business, of course, of HBCU sports. I'm your host, Charles Bishop, along with, that's me tonight, solo, holding things down. But we got a great show for you tonight. We're going to talk to Coach Roger Cater, the Hall of Famer. He's going to share some great insights with us tonight in terms of the passing of the great Willie Mays and his connection to Negro League Baseball. Of course, huge baseball game going on tonight in Birmingham, Alabama, Rickwood Field, where Major League Baseball game is being played. But Willie Mays, of course, got his start with the Birmingham Barons. And for many, Willie Mays is considered one of the greatest ball players of all time. So it'll be tremendous to get Coach Cater's insight in regards to that. And we'll also talk with Mitchell Cockrell of the Lone Star Golf Association. They're having a huge golf tournament here in Houston this upcoming weekend. Lone Star Golf Association is one of the oldest African-American golf associations here in Texas. So we're going to get great insight in regards to what's going on this weekend in regards to that tournament that has featured the likes of Charlie Sifford and other greats as well. But we will be talking with them. But as mentioned, I'm your host, Charles Bishop, and we're filming from our home studios and sending signal to our KCOH 1230 AM studios with the Texas Radio Hall of Famer Ralph Cooper in the beautiful home of Texas Southern University here in Houston, Texas. So let's get started with some news and notes from around the HBCU stratosphere. Of course, I'm sure we talked about it this past Tuesday, but it's no secret anymore. Ohio State, they will be hosting Grambling State in football for the first time. This comes to us from HBCU Game Day. For the first time in school history, the Grambling State University football team will travel to Columbus, take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. That game will be played September 6th, 2025. It will also be the first time that Grambling State faces a member of the Big Ten Conference. Of course, this game is a replacement for the UConn game scheduled for October 18th of that year. But the game features two of the most historic football brands in college football history. Grambling State, of course, they boast 27 SWAC championships, 16 Black College national titles, and has produced 4 Pro Football Hall of Famers and the likes of Willie Brown, Buck Buchanan, Willie Davis, and Charlie Joyner. The Tigers also cultivated Super Bowl champion Doug Williams and James Shaq Harris, and the first player to be drafted in the NFL, Paul Tank Younger. So you can't underscore the historical significance of the brands of Grambling State and Ohio State clashing on the football gridiron. Other news around HBCU news and notes. Want to make mention and take my hat off. Kudos to Wilbert Ellis, the iconic HBCU baseball coach, set to be inducted into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. This comes to us from HBCU Sports, and legendary former Grambling head coach, Coach Wilbert Ellis, will be inducted into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame as a member of the 2024 induction class, with a ceremony set for June 20th through the 22nd in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Ellis will be receiving the Louisiana Sports Ambassador Award, becoming only the second person honored with this recognition. The Ambassador Award was created by the Hall's parent organization, the Louisiana Sports Writers Association. And welcome in Bryan Fulford. How you doing, Brian?
CB, how you doing, man?
Good to see you. I like you got your Atlanta Braves shirt on there, bro.
Hey, the Braves are back to winning baseball. I can represent now.
10 games above 500. I think we all are keeping up with the Braves.
Hey, I was getting nervous there for a little while. You know, they had to adjust after a couple of injuries, but I think they're figuring it out.
Yeah, pitching was getting thin, and like you said, they had to adjust after a couple of injuries. So we'll talk a little bit of baseball because, and of course, I mentioned earlier, we'll be talking with the Hall of Famer Coach Roger Cador in regards to the passing of Willie Mays and his impact on baseball. Because and I don't think it's an understatement to say, I think for a generation, especially of African American men, Willie Mays probably would have been categorized as a Michael Jordan during that time period. What do you think?
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, I definitely think Willie is. That's the one thing I love about baseball. The historical statistics allow you to really understand and appreciate the impact of a player. Because the one thing that hasn't changed in baseball, the numbers still are what they are. You know. Even though you maybe could say guys have gotten bigger, stronger, they're throwing harder, the averages don't really indicate that. The numbers, you know, if that were the case, more guys in this era would be hitting more home runs, but they're not. You know, the pitching is what it is. So it's like the one thing that has transitioned over the decades, and I guess maybe we can look at that little blip in the the quote unquote steroids era, but the numbers are what they are. And the guys from Willie Mays' time, he himself stands at such a high level that you still can compare his numbers to current guys.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's pretty cool. That's what I really like about baseball. Is that I don't know, maybe it's because of the length of the season and that it is so long that maybe the numbers average out like that. But you know, it's not like they added an extra, like in the NBA, they added the 3-point line. In college, they added so they added a point which then changed the averages, right?
Yeah.
In football,
that's a good point.
The advent of passing has changed the game from the Jim Brown era. What has significantly changed in baseball?
And to some extent, that might be to their detriment. But you know,
I guess that's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother conversation. Exactly. We'll get to some more. We'll get into that conversation, of course, with Coach Roger Cador. But want to mention HBCU Swingman Classic. The rosters have been set. Let's go through a few of the names with regard to young men who'll be getting an opportunity to play on MLB Network. We start with Edwin De La Cruz, Jamal George, Manny Jackson, Juan Cruz, Lenny Montesano from Jackson State, Kyle Walker from Grambling, Robert Tate Jr. from Jackson State, True Fontenot, KJ White representing the Southern Jaguars, Justin Jernett, Ty Jackson, Michael Smith, Tiger Borum, Michael Burrows from Prairie View, Joseph Eichelberger from Jackson State, Jan Michael Bastardo from FAMU, Sam Yevis, Japhet Martinez, Tanner Bocabella from the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, Mason Martinez, Coley Kilpatrick, Christian Wample, Tristan Curlis, Renard Grace, Kierwin Etwaru. Also, representing the Texas Southern Tigers, Michael Godot, Kenyon Brown, Irvin Escobar from the Wildcats, Tatsuro Negishi, Draylon Holmes, Randy Flores, CJ Castillo, Garrett Palladino, Jose Vargas, Cameron Buford from the Grambling Tigers, Tyler Hawkins from Southern, Ali Lepre from Alabama State, Rodney Hibbler Jr. from Jackson State, Cal Ratcliffe representing the Southern Jaguars, Bryson Hammonds, Jamal Ritter, Trey Williams, Pablo Torres, Caleb Granger from FAMU, Evan Buldan, Louis Rodriguez, Dominic Martinez, Christian Davis, Daniel Gaviria, and Isaiah Williams will all be represented in the HBCU Swingman Classic. Of course, that game will be played, I believe, July 12th. Great opportunity for a lot of young men to get a national look on national TV, Brian.
Charles, how much rehearsing of those names did you do? I mean, that is why, ladies and gentlemen, that's why Charles Bishop is a play-by-play broadcast professional. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, I'm no finesse unless, like I said, that's somebody who covers the SWAC, knows these players, no phonetics needed. I mean, you were just rattling off names. I don't know if you were right or wrong, Charles, but it sounded good. You didn't hesitate at all.
Hey, you didn't see the bead of sweat coming right through here, making sure I got every name going through there.
Hey, I'm just thankful when I talked yesterday on the show on the ONG about the FAMU guys. I'm glad I know their names. Everybody else, I'm glad I didn't miss anybody, and I know how to say their names. But everybody else, I was like, sorry.
Go for it. Go for the best you can.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Southern has 5 guys. Grambling had, I was just gonna do it like that. I wasn't even gonna try to go through the names. I'm like, man, woo.
Hey, salute, brother. I will take that all day. Last bit of news and notes: Division II Florida HBCU to play several national TV games in 2024. This comes to us from HBCUGameDay.com. The country will be well acquainted with the Level Waters football team during the 2024 campaign, as head coach Toriana Morgan and the Tigers will be featured on various broadcast networks thanks to the SIAC's broadcasting agreement with both ESPN and HBCU Go. 5 of the Tigers' 10 contests will be shown on network television. Tigers' first contest of the season on August 31st on the road in Atlanta against Morehouse will be shown on ESPN Plus. And I got to say, ESPN Plus and HBCU Go, they got the lion's share of some really good games, not only in the SIAC, but in the SWAC and the MEAC as well.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And hopefully every school will have the opportunity to broadcast their games that aren't on ESPN Plus and HBCU Go.
That is definitely the case because SWAC Digital will be doing games as well.
That's new. Okay. That's new. Okay.
Yeah, so SWAC Digital will absolutely have some games that will be streamed across their platform as well. So looking forward to a lot of these teams being able to be showcased, not just in attendance, but via your phone, via your tablet, via your television, whatever the case might be. But you will get an opportunity to put your eyeballs on your favorite team. Every
school should have a say in their inventory that's not being picked up by the national networks or brand. And I guess we're categorizing ESPN and HBCU Go with their contracts. But yeah, everybody. And I mean, that includes SWAC Digital. That includes us with the Black College Sports Network. That all of the there are opportunities for every school to be able to broadcast their games or even do radio. No fan should have to go a Saturday or a weekday that your school is playing and not be able to find a game.
Absolutely.
No fan should ever have to say, not in 2024.
Right.
No fan should have to go into saying, where's the game at? I can't find it. It should be there. Should be somewhere.
Excellent point. It should be somewhere, and it will be somewhere. Let's take a quick break here on Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. We'll come back on the other side with Coach Roger Cavil.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentjax.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Coveted Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Coveted.
As technology continues to bring changes to the world of education, it's time we also reimagine teacher professional development. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all learning that can only be accessed at a specific time and place. The Stride PD Center is an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that allow educators to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. The best professional development plans are those that include a level of flexibility and choice for educators. Whether you're a teacher, school, or district, visit us today to take charge of your learning.
Itchy, squirmy, scratchy, family not getting clean? Get Charmin Ultra Strong. Go get 'em! It just cleans better. With a diamond weave texture, your family can use less while still getting clean.
Goodbye, itchy squirm.
Hello, clean bottom.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
At Hampton Law, our primary goal is to provide non-traditional yet effective solutions and redefine the approach to client legal concerns. As your trusted legal advisor, we believe in sophisticated, personalized services that eliminate the confusion and complexity sometimes associated with legal matters. Our high standard for client care and concern, coupled with our extensive legal knowledge and skills, make Hampton Law a resource focused on the protection of the client's interest and overall goals. We value our clients and truly enjoy working with them. Visit thamptonlaw.com to conveniently schedule an appointment online. Tamika Hampton Esquire, 1631 Rock Springs Road, Suite 336, Apopka, Florida, 407-494-1471. thamptonlaw.com.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
Press the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they wanna lose, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
And welcome back in inside the HBCU Sports Lab as we wait on Coach Roger Cador to come in. Quick news and note. I wanted to run this through you, Brian. MEAC, they sent out their broadcast schedule, and the MEAC TV schedule is out, and they got a few games that are of note that I kind of looked at a few times. North Carolina Central, they will be featured 5 times, including their rivalry game with North Carolina A&T. And then the Circle City Classic in Indianapolis. That one caught my eye. That could that be that game that sort of turns the paradigm around for the Circle City Classic?
40th anniversary of the Circle City Classic. And for me, that was the game. Well, that was the classic that exposed me to HBCU football and just the HBCU experience that my parents told me about. You know, my parents are both Norfolk State graduates. So I have family members who are Norfolk State grads. So, you know, I have a slight memory of going to one Norfolk State homecoming as a child, but moving to the Midwest, when that event came, my father told me that Indianapolis, the Midwest, has no idea. I mean, it's going to change. They have no idea what they're about to experience. And he was right. I mean, those first years of Grambling and Mississippi Valley State, and then when FAMU came in year 3, that was it to me. I mean, I'll never forget, Charles. After that first game, I was in the band. I used to play. I was in middle school, probably at that, actually early elementary. But I think by the time I got into wanting to play the trumpet, right, and after, I think it was the year FAMU came, I had to learn how to play I'm So Glad.
Who was the FAMU was playing?
I don't even remember, Charles. I have no idea. Didn't matter to me.
Well, I'll tell you my memories of I've gone up there to that game twice. The first time was, of course, my father. He's a Mississippi Valley State graduate. We went up there to go see Valley and Grambling. And during that time, Valley was a traveling road show with Jerry Rice and Willie Totten, and we followed the Delta Devils wherever they went. My dad worked at Jackson State at the time, but of course he was following the Delta Devils, and you know, have car will travel. That's what we did. Went up to Indianapolis, caught the game with Grambling, then turned around and did, I think, a couple of years later, FAMU, Jackson State. So Circle City Classic, it does have a special place in my heart with regards to the pageantry being on BET and, you know, being a part of the parade and all that information. It was fun.
Special, man. That was that. I mean, we used to get up early to go get a good spot because, you know, my dad was an amateur photographer. He was a photographer. So, I mean, but he loved taking photos at the parade. So, I mean, it was just a Saturday, man. We would just get up early in the morning, get downtown, find a good spot. And I'll never forget, we used to keep up on, you know, obviously there was no media coverage of the games, except, guess what? When you go to the barbershop, guess what we were reading? In the Jet magazine. You flip back to the sports section, and that's how I knew, oh, man, this team coming in here, they're putting up, you know, 40, 50 points a game, you know. So, and yeah, my dad would say, you know, hey, this Mississippi Valley State team, you know, so I mean, so I'm glad that the game has struggled because really the city, I'll say this, the city of Indianapolis changed over the last 20 years, especially when the creator and the founder of the organization and game died. And a lot of things change when that happens. And then city has turned into an event mecca. I mean, before all these events in Indianapolis, guess what the big major event that was? It was the Circle City Classic. That was the big national event that came. And for about a good decade or so, that was the event. And I think a lot of other people that don't look like you and me realize that, wait a minute. Our city is attracting major events like this, and it's drawing this kind of economic impact where the stadium, the RCA Dome, was sold out, Charles. I mean, when the Indianapolis Colts were bad, the Indianapolis Colts wouldn't sell out the game. But guess who did sell out the game? Jackson State, Florida A&M, Grambling, Mississippi Valley State, Central State, and I don't even remember who they played. But those games, 50, 60,000 in the RCA Dome. So, the game changed the atmosphere in the city. They moved it from the October date to this September date. And I see G Boom. It showed other cities in the Midwest that, you can have a classic too. Chicago, Detroit, Cincinnati, all these other cities in the Midwest started having classics.
And that's
Circle City Classic.
That it brings like an interesting question to me, because how important do you think it was for HBCUs to get that connection from a sports perspective with the Midwest? Because you have all these students who come down from Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis, Indianapolis, but to get that sort of sports connection back to their HBCUs, how big was that at the time?
I think it was major. I think it was major to be able to let, just like myself, and I hear these stories so much from people who grew up in the Midwest. We grew up in Big Ten country, and so look, it is what it is. We saw a lot of Big Ten football, Big Ten basketball, and other than watching on BET, you didn't see a lot of HBCU athletics. So when those classics came and they brought all the pageantry of their culture, the bands, the royal court, the things that we saw PWIs do, it opened our eyes to say, wait a minute, I can go get a great education around a bunch of people who look like me? What? That was moving. And so I think that period in the I think that period in the 80s to mid 90s was significant for the growth of HBCUs outside of that home base of the South.
Wow. Okay. That's phenomenal. I mean, and me growing up in Jackson, I never looked at it from the perspective of, growing up in the Midwest and getting an opportunity to kind of be exposed, if you will, to the HBCU experience, because for me, it's all I ever knew. It was waking up and going to every Saturday Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium. That was my livelihood for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, and I for someone who didn't grow up in it, like I said, I have those, in the AD and I kind of talk about it. We have those connections with other schools because that's all we knew. That's all we experienced. And so being able to experience something else was significant.
That's huge. That's huge. Let's take a quick break. We'll come right back here on Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. We're efforting to try to get Coach Roger Cater. We'll see, can we get him through here on the other side. We'll be right back.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Coveted Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Coveted.
As technology continues to bring changes to the world of education, it's time we also reimagine teacher professional development. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all learning that can only be accessed at a specific time and place. The Stride PD Center is an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that allow educators to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. The best professional development plans are those that include a level of flexibility and choice for educators. Whether you're a teacher, school, or district, visit us today to take charge of your learning.
Itchy, squirmy, scratchy, family not getting clean? Get Charmin Ultra Strong. Go get 'em! It just cleans better. With a diamond weave texture, your family can use less while still getting clean.
Goodbye, itchy squirm. Hello, cream bottom.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
At Hampton Law, our primary goal is to provide non-traditional yet effective solutions and redefine the approach to client legal concerns. As your trusted legal advisor, we believe in sophisticated, personalized services that eliminate the confusion and complexity sometimes associated with legal matters. Our high standard for client care and concern, coupled with our extensive legal knowledge and skills, make Hampton Law a resource focused on the protection of the client's interest and overall goals. We value our clients and truly enjoy working with them. Visit thamptonlaw.com to conveniently schedule an appointment online. Tamika Hampton Esquire, 1631 Rock Springs Road, Suite 336, Apopka, Florida, 407-494-1471. thamptonlaw.com.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
Compress the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they want a lot, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
We're gonna call a quick audible as we're trying to have some technical difficulties with Coach Roger Cato, but we have here on the other side Mitchell Cockrell. We're going to bring him in, who is the president of the Lone Star Golf Association. Mitch, welcome in, brother.
Hey, how y'all doing? Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
we can, man.
Good.
78th annual Charles and Washington golf tournament this weekend. First and foremost, there's some history here with regards to the Lone Star Golf Association. Talk a little bit about the Lone Star Golf Association here in Houston.
Wow. Okay. We've been around, like he said, 78 years. Kind of go back in the history of golf for everyone. Here in the city of Houston, back in 1945, there were four close friends that went to the war, what was in World War II, two veterans that came back from the war. Their names was Charles M. Washington, Eugene Harris, Lee Paul, and Howard McCowan. After fighting for our country over in World War II, and before they went off to service in the war, those four friends were actually caddies here in Houston, in Texas. So they figured, hey, we fought for the war, fought for this country, for the freedom, and now, let's go back and play the game of golf that we love. But here in Houston at that time, there was not a place in Houston that Black people could play golf. So they decided to come up with an organization. At that time, it was called the Houston Golf Association, basically HGA. And they wanted to get together with some other businessmen in the area. They kind of got a group together to actually go and city councilmen back in 1946. I think at that time it was the mayor was Mayor Holcomb at that time here in Houston. And they got together, put a little thing, and they went to the county. They voted them in. They gave us one half-day tournament at Memorial Park. Okay. So at that point in time, when they did that, it came and played actually in July. Their pitch was to have it in July, well, in June, for Juneteenth, since the freedom, but June 19th. They wanted a 3-day tournament. It actually got approved in July, so they had to wait till the next year to actually do it. They did. They had a total of 68 golfers that came out at that time. From that period on, they went on to try to keep this tournament going. They did kind of fall back 2 years prior, which you heard me mention the name Houston Golf Association, which once they fell back on that 2 years, they actually had to go back in and rename it. And that's how we got to Lone Star Golf Association. When we lost that name, actually, there is a club out here, if you know, Houston Golf Association. We kind of got that name got kind of taken from us at that point in time.
Wow.
But long story short, it's been around. It brought in golfers from all over. The only place in Texas where golfers could play golf during that time was in Dallas and San Antonio. That was the only. They had to travel from Houston to Dallas and San Antonio to play. So when they got that in place, we had people coming in from California, from New York, Dallas, California, all over to play in the tournament once the word got out. Everybody from Charlie Selfer, Pete Brown, Ted Rose.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Joe Lewis, Jim Brown, some of the Dallas, Lee Elder at that point took events. Actually, fun fact, Scheffler first, he played here before getting into the
PGA Tour. Wow.
So, and before he went off to winning it. So this tournament has been around, and it was the Black thing back then in 1946. We're trying to keep that ball rolling. We're trying to keep it going. We've had past presidents to do some neat things with the tournament. We're just trying to keep it going. It's just the history of having Black people in the game of golf. Myself, I'm gonna be honest, I did not start playing golf till probably about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And one of the past presidents, Mr. Eugene Floyd, He was one of the presidents that brought in at that point in time, our junior golf program back in 1986. But he talked me into coming in and joining Lone Star. And since then, I've been on board, and I just love the history that we have here. We work with all organizations. We're a nonprofit 501c3. It's just been here. We like it.
And you know what?
I
think what's interesting is the junior golf program that has grown a lot of golfers here in the city of Houston. And now we see those golfers are starting to be part of HBCU programs. Oh,
yes, we got plenty. One of the main ones, if y'all see, Kendall Jackson.
Howard,
Howard. She is killing it. So she's participating in some of those programs. We've now, being that we have back then we had a actually physical junior golf camp that we had for at least 3 weekends in June for the summertime, right? And now that First Tee came about, we kind of shied away from the smaller kids, but we've been helping out now the HISD kids and some other campuses that's not fully funded for or has that capability of being funded for golf programs. So we kind of get in our donation modes, like what this doing now, kind of help them out with equipment, lessons, trying to get them on board. We work with Chavez High School, Madison High School, Yates. It's a couple more high schools that we've been working with. Brought out golf simulators, some different things that they won't have the opportunity to get. And that's part of our junior golf program to kind of bring back to the city of Houston. It's getting more of black folks to really know about the game of golf. Now, I guaranteed if we know that what's a guy named Mr. Scotty Scheffler, Mr. Scotty right now, from January to now, he done made over $25 million. Yes, from January. This is 6 months in a year right now. 25 million. I think if more of our kids know that aspect of it,
golf is a viable option.
Yeah, that's the bottom line, is the dollar. And if you get it, we're athletic enough to get there. And the way I really got in golf, I would not lie to you guys. We was out playing golf at Top Golf with some team members of my job, and I just knew. I played football for Texas Southern. You know, I'm an athlete. Ran track, actually played tennis and everything else. I can hit this golf ball. It's just a ball standing still. Yeah. 5 yards, and they was smashing it to the fence, and I was mad. I was like, come on now. I'm 6'4", 280 pounds. No, come on now. I know this ball can go farther than that. No. So, yeah, we have to, it's just getting the thought and basically introducing the game to them. And this is a game that you can play forever. I mean, we have members right now at the age of 75, some of 80 still out there playing and enjoying themselves. So you gotta, it's something that you can do. Football, basketball don't last forever, but this game here does. And we gotta get, and it's
Brian, jump in there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that top golf experience, boy, that can be humbling.
It can be very humbling.
I experienced it myself just a couple of weeks ago. I was like, oh, I can do this. It's like, it was pretty bad.
Yes.
So obviously I'm not from the Houston or Texas area. So but hearing about your organization, how do you and you mentioned working with the high schools. Obviously I live in the state of Florida. Obviously I'm very familiar. Golf is popular. High schools. You mentioned your organization working with high schools. Are those schools and those students that you're able to help, are they competing at the high school level? I'm assuming that that high school golf is just as popular, or it's a sanctioned sport by the Texas association there. Talk a little bit about that.
So yes, these are fully programmed schools. Some of those schools are trying to get the program off the ground. And that's the ones that we really try to focus on helping, because they really don't have like I said, the backing. It's more of, if you think about it, your football, baseball, basketball programs, when you get into those public schools, a lot of the funding for those sports goes to those programs. There is not a lot of funding going into any golf program besides when you get into the suburban areas. the private schools, the good schools that on golf courses, they have the parentings and the funds to actually do it. But when you have the inner schools to inner city schools that don't have that funding, but they're still trying to introduce the game and teach that game and keep that program alive, those are ones that we're interested in trying to help out. And it just give us an opportunity to, again, introduce the game, kind of include the game. We're not PGA professionals. We are just those that support program to kind of help. Now, we will hire PGA professionals to come out to kind of give them some lessons off the top, but that's the things that we're trying to do. But those are the schools that we're trying to work with at this point, but it's just different things. So, yeah.
And then, and kind of sticking with the schools and transitioning that towards HBCUs, you mentioned being a Texas Southern. I know Prairie View has a very good program. I'm not familiar. I was trying to look it up and see whether Texas Southern's program. But how do you work or support those programs over at Prairie View and Texas Southern?
Well, we do a lot with Texas Southern and Prairie View. We have done some things with them as well. We kind of get together as a group, and they have some different tournaments here in the city. We'll go out and support them that way. And try to, do some whole sponsorships, some different sponsorships with them. With Texas Southern, Coach Willie Schenkel, he's a good friend of ours. We've supported him in the past. His dad is actually a good member of ours as well. So, yes, we get together. We try to do little joint ventures together. We've donated some different items to the program over there. And we just try to stay in touch, especially with the HBCU. So exactly, again, just like with any other sports, your Title IX and different things, there's only so much funding that, these programs get. And we try to support as much as we possibly can by helping them get donations and different things. So we actually in a joint program right now with, I think, Willie, trying to come up with a tournament to kind of raise some funds for their golf program. So, yeah.
No doubt. Let me ask you this. The tournament this weekend. Talk a little about the tournament this weekend.
So this is our 78th annual tournament. It'll be held at Quail Valley Golf Course. It's a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. Stroke play tournament. This is not a scramble. So, hey, you got to bring your game. Every stroke count. PGA rules is in play. At the end of the game, we take the 2-day average scores, and then we basically give you the top 3 players in each group. So we have a ladies group, senior group, we have an open and a championship group right now. Right now, that tournament cost is very, very minimal. It's $200 for 2 days. I don't know where you can go and play golf for $200 for 2 days, and at a nice, decent golf course. I have to talk to the people. We might have to raise that up a little bit later. But that is in, like I said, Missouri City at the Quail Valley Golf Course. Registration, we are playing Saturday and Sunday. Registration is kind of still open, but may be closing soon because we got to get those numbers and those players' names over to the course by tomorrow. And it's basically looking to have a good time. We're looking to have a good turnout. Right now, we have over 60 players that's playing, so we're looking to have a good time.
And those funds, they go toward, again, the programs that you're going out to support.
Exactly. So we actually will have there are also 9 of the junior golfers that's going to actually get scholarships this year. So we're passing line scholarships this year to some junior golfers, and some of them are from Chavez and some different schools. So they'll be there, and that's what the proceeds from this tournament goes to, is our junior golf program and scholarship fund. So yes, most definitely.
Well, looking forward to it. I'm gonna lend my attempts at trying to get the ball this weekend.
I'm sure you're good, Bishop. I done seen you play. You're good. You're good.
We'll try.
I tell you this, we were foolish enough to try to go and play yesterday with some of the rain in the area, and yeah, my second swing, the club came out of my hand and went about 50 yards farther as a practice swing. And my guys that I was playing with, all TSU football players, they gave me the blues. So.
Yeah, we got a little bit of rain over the past couple of days, so hopefully things will dry out over the weekend. But looking forward to the golf tournament this weekend. Like you said, historic. You mentioned the historic names. When you talk about Charlie Sifford, Teddy Rhodes, all these men who've been part of this golf tournament. This is huge in terms of huge for the Houston community as well.
It is. And you know, we have a lot of good backing, a lot of people that support us, and we want to continue that support. We'd love to have more. Yeah, if you know anybody, we will start getting a lot of more information out to people in the little earlier, so we can get more players out there. Because this tournament normally usually fills up. We have about 100 and 120 players. But the last few years we kind of changed. The annual normally was on Juneteenth week, on Father's Day weekend. And we had a few complaints, so we pushed it back a weekend just to see if we can get a little bit more. So we're working on building that back up. So yes, hey,
just in case there are a few registration slots open, tell them how to contact you.
Sure, lsga1946.org. If you sign on to that, that's our website. Right at the top is a banner. Click on that banner, and it'll take you right to the sign up page. It'll give you the information you need to put in, and actually a place to pay as well. So,
well, man, Mitch, I appreciate you coming in and talking to us about the Charles and Washington tournament this weekend. Going to be a huge event.
Yes, it will. It will, and we're looking forward to seeing you out there. Hey, Brian, if I ever in Florida, man, I'm coming out that way. What's that in the back of that? Okay, I see it. You see it. Okay, all right. He got that Alabama shirt on. He kind of threw me off there a little bit,
Well, that's Atlanta. The Atlanta Braves.
Oh, that's the Braves. Okay, I thought that was
the Braves. That's the Braves. Different. Hey, slightly. I don't know. It's slight.
It's a difference. Well, thank you guys for having me on, and I appreciate it. And again, we appreciate all you guys' support. Thank you, Charles, for being part of us and taking care of some things for us. So thanks.
No doubt about it.
Good luck to you guys.
We'll come back. We'll be right back here on Inside the HBCU Sports Lab.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Coveted Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Coveted.
As technology continues to bring changes to the world of education, it's time we also reimagine teacher professional development. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all learning that can only be accessed at a specific time and place. The Stride PD Center is an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that allow educators to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. The best professional development plans are those that include a level of flexibility and choice for educators. Whether you're a teacher, school, or district, visit us today to take charge of your learning.
Compress the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they wanna lose, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
Let's get ready to close things out. Of course, unfortunately, we weren't able to get Coach Roger Cato in tonight. I have some technical difficulties. We'll try to bring him back in on another day, kind of talk about the legacy of Willie Mays. But you know, you and I, we started off the show kind of having some thoughts in regards to the great legacy of Willie Mays. Of course, he passed the other day. And like I said, for a generation of African American men, my dad especially. My dad was a huge Giants fan, and my granddad was actually a Dodgers fan. He was a Jackie Robinson guy. But my dad, he was a huge Willie Mays guy. Definitely, you had the Afro Caribbean influence there with the Giants with Orlando Cepeda, Juan Marichal, and then you had guys like Willie Mays, Willie McCovey. So I was grounded in this sort of, there was nothing greater than Willie Mays. But your thoughts?
I think what's reminded me right now, because I know right now going on, you've got the Major League Baseball tribute to the Negro Leagues happening at Rickwood Stadium. And I would, that's what I love. The summer is one of those times, especially during the middle of the week. That's when you can kind of turn on a baseball game, and whether you fall asleep to watching baseball or whether you listen to the commentating by the people. But I think now this is a good time to kind of cut on the television and kind of listen to some of the stories, from some of these Negro League ball players. I like growing up in Indianapolis. I did not know that there was an organization called the Indianapolis Clowns, but you just learn. There's an opportunity to learn so much about where the game of baseball, the history of the game of baseball, and I think. Sadly, the Willie Mays passing right around this time, right when this was happening. But it kind of is a synergy that gives people an opportunity to not only celebrate him, but also so many of these former ball players. And it was pretty cool to see the little pregame where they had lots of guys. I mean, well over, looked like probably a few dozen that were lined up along the first and third base lines. Former players. There was a gentleman I just happened to see who was like 99, and I'm sure a lot of them are probably in their 80s. And they've got some stories, man. They got some stories to tell. And so I would just encourage everybody, if you're not familiar with not only just Willie Mays, but just the history of the Negro League baseball. And it's a great time to kind of celebrate in this time where we're talking about Juneteenth and Black Music Month and things of that nature. I think it's a great time to kind of celebrate our history and just kind of remind ourselves that even in opportunities and times when we weren't allowed to be at the table, we still found a way. And so I think that is so it's even in 2024, Charles, where we don't always get a chance to be at the table in a what I like to say is a recession-proof industry. we don't always get a chance to be at the table, but we still find a way. And there are ways to still flourish, and there's still ways to be great, even though they don't give us the same as what they get. So we can still overcome. Put it like that. We can still overcome.
Very much the case. And just my thoughts, just I don't know. It hit me different with regards to Willie Mays passing, because it made me actually go back and start thinking a little bit more about the Negro Leagues and just my granddad talking about playing, and it just still blows me away, playing a semi-pro game with Cool Papa Bell in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and some of the names that he mentioned, playing with Three Finger Brown. I never knew who Three Finger Brown's first name was, but I remember Three Finger Brown.
I love that. That's a great nickname.
Exactly, it's a great nickname. And some of the other Negro leaguers who barnstormed, especially he mentioned in the fall, and some of the locals got an opportunity to play with some of those guys, and the stories they could tell. So for Major League Baseball to go back and recognize those guys, like you said, they have stories to tell, and it is part of the fabric of this country. And to include the Negro League story is so important with regards to Major League Baseball. Very huge that you add those stats in because that means something.
It does. It does.
The fact that the Negro League ball was being played and kept stats and was tremendous ball being played. I never devalued the kind of ball that was being played in Negro leagues, and I think that's important for the country to hear and see.
Well said. Yeah, definitely. Great opportunity to appreciate our past. You know, I just got me thinking about, you know, I grew up on baseball cards, and I think there's a viral clip that if you get on on X, I'm sure, about Reggie Jackson talking about the pregame, and you know, it's funny, the guys that you and I grew up on, probably guys like Reggie Jackson and their heroes, the guys that they looked up to, were a lot of these Negro League players. You
Very
know,
much so.
that there's the tie-in. So me listening to Reggie Jackson talk about, you know, the kind of things that he went through in the minor leagues, and I mean, that's like that's what hits, you know. I didn't, you know, and so it's very there's a tie there, and I think it's a great summer to appreciate our past and to appreciate the Negro Leagues.
No doubt about it. Well, with that being said, man, we've had a full show. We want to thank Mitchell Cockrell for coming in and talking to us about the Lone Star Golf Association. Brian, I thank you as always, man, for stepping in and helping pull me through another Tuesday, Thursday inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Of course, you can catch us next Tuesday. We'll be coming to you speeding towards football media days in the next few weeks. So a lot of great stuff to talk about, news and notes with regards to HBCU sports. So looking forward to it. As always, you know how we close this thing out. I'll start things off, Brian. Course.
Lecture.
Dismissed.
There you have it. We'll see you